Hey guys, it's Greg. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking out the Marshall Studio Plexi reissue to see if we can coax 80s tones out of it. Now, I know what you're thinking.
But Greg, everyone knows that a Plexi can't do 80 tone. It's ridiculous.
Well, shut up and don't be silly. I'm going to use some overdrives, and it will get 80s tones, I promise. Okay, so what is this amp? How are we going to get the 80s tones? What's going on here? I mean, are you even going to tell us? No, thank you. End of the video. No, okay. So, everyone knows that the original 1959 Super Lead, what we commonly refer to as the Plexi, is the most famous Marshall amp of all time. It's really the father of all amps, all modern amps, right? But I've never really seen, for whatever reason, anyone kind of focus on 80s tones. I can see why. Dialing this in to get it is actually really tricky, but as long as you have an overdrive, you can totally get there. So I'm going to be explaining my settings, what I'm doing here. We're going to use 3 different overdrives. I'm going to use my exotic BB preamp overdrive. I'm going to be using my Boss SD1 overdrive, and as well as my brand new Tony Iommi treble booster from Laney. Why the treble booster? That is the traditional sound of like the Judas Priest, the very early kind of hot-rodded plexi tones that you've heard. So I'm going to be going through kind of the first 2, which is kind of the standard, everybody has this. The third one would be probably the most accurate for the time. All right. As far as settings go, this is a very tricky amp to dial in. It gets very blown out sounding and very farty really quick. So I'll have my settings on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm basically just pushing it right to the edge of right before it starts to get too much bass and kind of flub out. I'm also jumping the channels. Oh my God, what's that mean? For those of you that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you do, but for those of you that don't, a Plexi has 4 inputs. It has a high input and a low input, basically twice. If you do what's called jumping them, which is what this patch cable is here behind me, you're combining channels 1 and 2 basically, so you're combining the high and low to make it even higher gain, right? So it gives you just kind of a baseline crunch that you can add your overdrive to that really pushes it over the top. Now the trick with the overdrive is you've got to really keep that pretty low, so I have all of these overdrives set at about 9 o'clock. Any higher than that, same thing as before, it's going to flub out and get kind of farty. For the signal chain, for this guy, I'm going to be using my EVH Stripe series loaded with my EVH Eruption Voodoo Custom Pickup. I'm going to be running this into my engl 212 cab with V30s, and I'm miking it up with an SM57 mic. So the way the demo is going to work, I'm going to start with the exotic, play a couple different 80s and EVH riffs on that, and some leads. I'll switch to the SD1, same thing, and at the very end, treble booster, again, same thing. Alright guys, so that'll do it for this video. What do you think? Can this get convincing 80s tones when you just simply add an overdrive? I say that it can, but let me know in the comments below. And if you love this amp as much as I do and you want to purchase this, use my link in the description below. That's with my friends at Flipside Music, a really cool independent local shop. You don't have to use the link, but it helps me out, the channel, and supporting a cool independent local business. All right, they ship worldwide, so no matter where you're watching this, you can get it from. This is a very hard amp to find. All Marshalls in general right now are kind of hard to find because of shortages. So if you want to get one, make sure to click that link. All right, as always, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when you get all the latest from me. I mean, why wouldn't you? Of course you want to know about that. And if you want to join my Patreon, I have a link in the description below for that as well. I'll summon you for the next video.
Oh my god, baggy bang,
I think it's funny. I don't know.